Hey, good day, good day, good day. I'm at Dunkin' Donuts. High five. I wonder if you could hear this crazy flute music in the background. It's funky, old school, jazzy flute or something. Makes you think of like Anchorman. Yeah, so I'm just thinking this thing of like healer, like being a healer at this time and like monetizing the business of being a healer. And just the whole thing around it. And or like the feeling like if someone is a healer then they need to be a certain way or something. And a lot of this happens internally here, like okay, on the one hand it feels like such a gift to hold myself like more accountable for being in my integrity, for being, for living, walking my talk, that's just coming up so much. Am I walking my talk? And on the other hand, this feeling of like, and I'm still the same person, I'm still just human. But this just feels like my calling, my duty in this life, like my dharma is the word in Sanskrit. Some people's dharma is to show up every day at public school and be a teacher, and I see that because I'm a substitute teacher, so I'm like, wow, that's a big commitment. Or to be a nurse, or to be an environmental lawyer. I mean, there's so many things that people do, and it's just their calling, so this is no different in a way. It still has stigma though, because it's like monetizing like spirituality in a way. But I think that's old paradigm. Like for me, there's like, because that's always been like a thing, and I'm just like, I'm shaking that off, because trusting like, this is what I've invested my life in, like so much study, like basically like PhD level study of self growth and spiritual connection, and the path totally continues. It's not like there's an end point in sight. And just the feeling of like more and more people, there's more and more coaches, and healers and shamans and spiritual guides, and it's like great. That's what we need, right? And so I'm just like calling that in myself, like that recognition, like, that's what we need, and I'm not shy. That's what I am. That's what I do. That's what I'm here to share. And it doesn't mean that I'm better than anybody else at all, And there's this part that wants to also like unite, like with other healers in a big way, and just get rid of any like competition or anything like that, because it's like as we move into the new economy, the new system, the new way of interrelating, competition falls to the wayside because that comes from lack, whereas cooperation comes from abundance. There's enough for everyone. Like there's so many people out there that could use healing. I mean, even us, even as we continue our healing path, So it's just more and more people like waking up to the fact that, whoa, there are these modalities that are profoundly helpful if there's that syncing up, with a particular practitioner and a particular client. So anyway, these are just some thoughts like about the whole thing. Recognizing the abundance, like feeling like, hey, exchanging energy for energy is fine. If it's green energy now, as we still work with these Federal Reserve notes, and then that's what it is. If there's space for trade, then that's great, but it's like, just getting rid of any like stigma around the whole thing, and being like, and part of it is me just being comfortable too, being like, oh, that part of my ego that's like, oh, do people think I'm such and such because I'm advertising my new business of helping people like spiritually. And it's like, that's good work for me to look at, and to be like, first of all, who cares what other people think? That's always a big one. And second of all, see the gifts in it, which is, like I said, holding myself more accountable. And also, what was the other thing? Just trusting that Yeah, it's an opportunity to walk my talk more, and to see that self-talk of when I feel like I'm not, like, oh, I'm being a healer, I'm having a hard day, I'm a healer, you know, like I'm helping people on their spiritual path, like I still go through this and that sometimes, and it's like that is like a good accountability to be like, hey, who's the one saying I shouldn't, still be human and have these human things, these foibles at times. So anyway, it just feels good to share off the top, a little coffeeed up. I'm grateful that I've been like not doing coffee for a while, or for a little while, so that feels good. It's a treat for long road trips. Much love, fam. Keep it real. Check out my website if you want to, inloveservice.com, and my YouTube channel, Instagram, Facebook, all Jaya Totality. And and if you want, just drop me a DM if you want to join my email list for channeled activations that come through at times, just small groups going really deep together, virtually for now, mostly virtual. So, peace.